all the Arctic Monkeys fans out there, hello. I'm in Seoul's newest tap room. It's called Turtle Taps. My friend owns it. He has yet to arrive, but we'll talk to him when he gets here. First, I have to pick a beer. And I like nothing more than, in the winter, a nice stout. And one that's a chili imperial stout. This is from brewery Eulreul in Incheon. Hi, Jongbin, head brewer, owner. So chipotle peppers, freshly roasted coffee beans, cacao nibs, vanilla beans for this intense 13% stout. It's already here. So let's get a taste of this thing. And I'll give you a kind of spice level review for this. It's really nice. And there's still quite a lot of body in here. Being a winter super strong stout with 13%, there's going to be a lot of those residual sugars in there. And they are here. Yeah, really nice body. Goes down smooth. The spiciness is there, but this is a crowd-pleasing one. When I make my stout spicy, everyone goes, "Jeez, Kevin." That's not what we're doing here. Nothing wrong with that, though. That's quite nice. Yeah, 13%. The 280 ml was 12,000 won, so it ain't cheap, but this is really strong, and there's a lot of adjuncts in there. Vanilla beans are not cheap. Yeah, nice. Let's take a little tour around the... You'll notice a turtle theme in here. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. I actually was here once before with this. And actually, I'll show you what I'm filming on now. I filmed the whole entire thing with Matt. It would have been 20 minutes long. I get home, and because this is the first time using this camera, it was just the audio with a blank black screen, and my video editing software wouldn't even read it. It opened it up in Windows Media Player with just the sound, so that was a wash. Anyway, so we're doing the video proper this time. We're gonna have two RIPs just inserted into this video. RIP Garth Hudson, the organ player, multi-instrumentalist from the band. As a massive Bob Dylan fan, he's an integral part of the rise of Dylan under his rock and roll phase, because he was in the touring band, The Band, which toured in 1966 with Bob all over. They were his, they were the guys behind Bob, playing all this new rock and roll Bob Dylan stuff. I actually saw him in Toronto at Massey Hall. I saw Wilco, and they said, "We have a special guest tonight," and they brought out Garth, and he played organ for like a couple of songs with them, which was, he's ancient then, and he's ancient as of a week ago. Just him coming out and playing organ with Wilco, who are already an amazing band. So, to Garth Hudson, the last remaining member of the band, and yeah, hope you see better things and are in a better place, man. There we go. All right, here we have the goulash. Matt claims it's an old country recipe from the homeland of Hungary. He had a smirk though when he said it, so grain of salt, grain of salt. However, if those are unaware of what goulash is, it is a tomato stew simmered over a very long time. There's some chuck eye roll in here, some bell peppers, the standard kind of Eastern European carrots, potatoes, and it's all blending together with a mix of spices. This is seasonal, so whenever you see this video, it's mid-January now. Now, if you see this video in July, you won't be able to get this, but this will be a good indication of the food here and how it tastes. So, this is stuff like my mom would make when I was growing up. I don't know if it was goulash or not. Crock pot in the morning, vegetables and meat in, come home, it's ready. This is awesome, yeah. This is like the perfect winter food. It's really hot, too. Like, not spicy. Although there is a tiny bit of paprika in there. There's a bit of heat, but not anything to write home about. Yeah, on a hot, cold day like this, with the air quality the way it is, you want to stay inside, you want to get warm, this is what you're looking for, right here. it's really weird because my mom actually is here in Seoul 3 goos over. So she's here, but she's not here, but she is here. I'm very conflicted right now. It's a good feeling, but there's a kind of discombobulated a bit. Canada's finest metric. So, next we have a Nomadic. Again, not easy to find Nomadic everywhere. So this is the Nomadic Be Yourself. 6.7, it's a Braggot, which is basically a beer, and it has its own wort, it has its own barley in there, but then they add honey too, which is the only thing required to make a Braggot. Braggot. So they also use organic Korean rice syrup. This is one of John's favorite things to put in his beers. That's kind of comes standard with his beers. So that's not necessarily special to this beer, but it is special to the beers that he makes at his brewery. So I've never actually had a Braggot. I'm kind of excited. I'll show you the can, it's kind of cute. He always has always have nice kind of watercolory, hand-painted designs. I have mentioned on the channel before that I'm not a huge honey person. That's a personal thing. I understand why people like it. Meads are not my bag, although I do enjoy some, and I like trying them, but I would never buy like a 750ml per se. There's enough honey in here to go, oh, yeah, there's honey in here, but there's also, I suppose meads aren't really carbonated that much. Matt, are meads carbonated a lot of the time?
It's hard to carbonate them, so not a lot.
Reaper. On bread. My video is gonna get copyright stricken like 7 different ways. That does not mean turn the music off, yeah. I'm just saying.
You can turn it down.
No.
It's like interfering.
I may have used too much of that sauce, Matt.
Told you, man. All you need is like 2 drops to start, and then you can see how much did you use.
Like 10.
You better mix that like crazy. That's nuts. I know you take the heat well, but that's still a lot.
It's gonna be spicy. I just thought not that bad. That said, the first ingredient is Reapers. On the bread, I put 10 drops, and then it's too late to take it back. And I said, you want to go 2 drops, and then see how you feel. Pretty hot stuff. First ingredient, Reapers. So. All right, I'm here in the spooky horror house of Turtle Taps. So we got Matt here. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
So, I got a few questions for him, and we are in Hongdae, but towards the Hapjeong end of Hongdae. So why here? What prompted your choice to be here at this location?
Well, we looked at a lot of areas around Seoul. Obviously, we didn't want to be too far from our house. You know, you don't want to do an hour commute to work.
True.
So certain areas far away were cut out. But we looked around here and around other places in Mapo and across the river, and you know, some places are a little out of the way, and it's harder to get people to come in. But here in Hapjeong, we get I think there's a lot of good crowds that walk by, and people that we know we're going to be able to stop in, and then of course anybody who loves beer, it's easy to get to. So yeah.
Would you say there was a bit of a drought of tap houses in this neighborhood when you moved in?
It's funny that you mentioned that. Actually, there was a tap house here, and it closed literally our opening weekend. So we kind of took up that spot.
Yeah.
So not literally the same spot, but like one.
I didn't know what you meant. I'm like, surely you don't mean like here. Yeah, but in the neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Hongdae is a pretty decent place to have just about anything as far as food, restaurant, drink goes. Yeah.
A lot of good food and drinks around for sure.
That is on the screen. There's like a DAFLVR. What? Jesus. Okay. I thought that was my camera doing that. Anyway, the next question is, what's with the turtles? This is Turtle Taps after all. So Matt, what's with the turtles? You named it after turtles. Taps is self-explanatory. What's with the Ninja Turtles, the turtle theme?
Well, we did have a couple ideas before, and they didn't quite mesh with what we were looking to create.
Okay.
And one of my ideas was turtle taps. Obviously, the alliteration is nice. I've always loved turtles. They've always been my favorite animal, and I think they're awesome. I've grown up watching Ninja Turtles, and yeah, it's great. They live a really long time. I want to live forever. So. Turtle power.
You should play more Oasis. Anyway, the food here. I had the goulash. It was great. When I came here a while ago, I had the pulled pork burger.
Yeah, I remember.
And so as far as your food theme goes, is there a unifying theme? Are these foods that you're good at making? Are these foods that you like to eat? Like what constitutes what you put on the menu and what you don't?
So, I mean, if you look at our sign outside, it actually says American snacks.
Okay.
So we want to, obviously goulash isn't American, but I grew up eating goulash, at least a version of goulash. You know, we actually had mom's goulash and dad's goulash, and now we have my wife's goulash, which is even better.
Oh, smorgasbord.
Yeah, so we've got, I think most of our food is American based, and it's based on foods that I love, and that I feel that other people who come by will actually love as well. And we try to really get the authentic flavor. You know, we don't use the buffalo wings that come pre-packaged. You find at most Korean bars and pochas or whatever. We got real buffalo sauce, you know.
Do you make the sauce?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, that's what I like to hear. Yeah.
Like all of our sauces are made in-house except ketchup, and
ketchup is standard enough, and people don't necessarily want artisanal ketchup, right? I think that's the one condiment you can kind of just or yellow mustard too. It's like I just use
But yeah, everything else we make in-house for sure.
All right, nice. And then going from food into the beer stuff, like what does it take for a beer to make the wall of draft beers here? Like, obviously you might want a certain selection of different styles of beer, but like what does it take to get on your wall?
First off, I really try to focus on Korean beers, showcase what Korea has. A lot of bars and breweries, tap houses, whatever, they bring in imports. Yeah. And a lot of times those imports can be a little too expensive, and
they're not the
accessible.
freshest.
So I really wanted to showcase all the high quality Korean beers, but also not just stuff from like the low bottom stuff. I'm not going to name names, that's a bit rude, but a lot of us beer geeks know, what's better and what's not. So when we get non-beer geeks coming in, I want to show them how awesome Korean craft beer is.
Fair play, yeah.
So I choose stuff that's either like highly rated or from breweries that I know do well-rated beers. So that's what it takes.
Nice. Yeah, quality first. And with the food that I asked you about, it seems like you have that mentality too. So yeah. And so I've known you a time.
Yeah.
More than few years, let's say 3 or 4 years. If you actually go back in my channel, one of the first videos I made about beer, he's in the Magpie video with the Diablo series, which wasn't my first beer video, but it would have been the first, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 videos about when I transitioned into beer stuff. Yeah. So, and I've always known him as a lover of Belgian lambics. So can you tell us kind of succinctly what a Belgian lambic is, and then non-succinctly why you love them so much?
So Belgian lambic is it's a traditional beer of Belgium, right? But they actually have quite a few different ones. The lambics are wild sour ales that during mostly winter, from the end of fall through early spring, are made near Brussels. That they open the windows, basically let all the wild yeast and bacteria come in and get on the wort to make the beer. And so that creates this like rustic, funky, a little bit sour flavor that I just absolutely love. It's not in a bad way, there's good sours and bad sour, right?
True. It sounds like
yogurt,
when you describe it to someone who didn't know, they may go, ugh. But as long as the brewmaster is a good brewmaster, this is controlled still to a degree.
Yeah, and I mean, they know what they have that is going to be good. So there's these good flavors, and it's not for everyone.
True.
But I find that a lot of people think of it kind of like wine. It's got that effervescent, like,
there's almost
essence.
like a citrusy, sour champagne-ness
Right,
to
yeah.
it. Yeah. Unless you've had one, it is hard to explain, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very unique flavor.
Yeah.
And if you love it, you absolutely love it, and I do.
Yeah, he has a fridge full of them. I might actually get. We'll see what happens later, but yeah. Anyway, Matt, I thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I was
man.
more than
Thanks
impressed
for
with
coming.
the goulash today, and I'm always impressed with the amount of beer you have. So yeah, I'll get another couple of beers and we'll see what happens. But I do thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Always a pleasure.